really fun to play with animals or to see them play with each other. But just like humans, animals can snap at any moment and show us their true colors. Catch them on a bad day and you'll see them in a whole different light. But that doesn't stop them from being fun to watch and be around. In today's video, we'll be looking at 15 animals that were complete jerks to one another. Our first entry is the leopard and the porcupine. Porcupines are small and calm animals that like to go around minding their own business until predators like this leopard show up. Once a little animal feels threatened, it can easily make use of its quill to double its size and scare the predators away. And of course, the leopard won't just leave without a fight. You can see the big cat tries to stay around and tries to mess with the porcupine until it finally realizes that this is not an animal to mess with. And you can't say the porcupine is a jerk for using those quills against its predator. That leopard is the jerk, and he should just leave the animal alone and go bother someone else. Our next entry is Uninvited Guest. You can tell from the start that the jerk in this video is this huge monitor lizard. The cold-blooded animal is climbing this tree to get to a possum's nest and steal the babies. What the monitor lizard doesn't know is that up there he's gonna find a caring possum mom who won't let him go without a fight. This mom can bite, and she won't let this jerk easily take her babies. Unfortunately, though, the lizard is too strong. It has a venomous tongue and plenty of skills to get what it wants. Sorry, possums. Seems like a jerk won this fight, and you're gonna be lunch. Our next entry is the magpie and the rat. Birds especially can be jerks. Just look at this magpie going against this small rat. The poor rat was crossing the street, minding its own business, when all of a sudden the feisty bird shows up and challenges the rodent to a fight. And of course, there's really not much the rat can do. The magpie is able to fly and move faster, while the rat can only run around, hoping for the bird to go away. In the end, the rat drops itself on the ground, and we can assume the small rodent probably died. But why did the magpie do it? Doesn't seem like the bird would want to eat it. If you ask me, I'd say the bird was just being a jerk by bullying the defenseless animal. And if you've read our weirdest bird list, then you'd probably agree with me. Our next entry is Cat vs. Big Cat. It looks like this little cat feels threatened by the power and size of its ancestors. I'm not sure why, but it's obvious that the cat in this video hates tigers. The cat starts punching the plush tiger without mercy. Look at that jab. It's flawless. It's as if the cat has been training his whole life for this moment. I just want to know if this cat would be brave if this tiger in the video was a real one. Probably not. Our next entry is Cat vs. Dog. Now, here's a video about a cat that got in a fight with a real animal. This time, the other animal involved is a dog. We all know that dogs and cats are usually seen as mortal enemies, but the dog in this video seems very calm. The Labrador Retriever just wants to be friendly and kind, but the cat doesn't seem interested in that. The cat wants to fight and won't stop messing with the dog until the dog gives it what it wants. Now, the owners of these two don't seem interested in stopping the fight. I guess they support the behavior of this cat, or they at least know that trying to fight the dog isn't gonna go well. Our next entry is another cat and another dog. And once again, we have another cat and a dog. This time, what seemed like a peaceful and well-deserved nap is quickly interrupted by a cat that doesn't understand boundaries. The black cat jumps on the dog and keeps him from moving. The dog tries to scare the cat away, but his efforts are pointless. Sorry, pup. Seems like you can't go back to your nap and you can't move until the cat gets tired. Choose another spot next time, a place where the cat can't reach you. Our next entry is Cat vs. Sheep. A lot of cats on this list so far, and all of them are winning. But let's see one where it might not. Here you can see a lot of sheep eating peacefully inside their enclosure when all of a sudden a black cat shows up. Obviously this space is for the sheep, not the cat. But the cat starts walking around and messes with the sheep until one of them has enough and knocks the animal over with a headbutt. You gotta applaud this sheep as it got revenge on behalf of all the other animals that have been hurt by a cat, including that poor stuffed tiger toy. Our next entry is Dog's Revenge on a Cat. And here's another animal that took revenge on a cat, redeeming all those times in which cats have been jerks to others. Here we have a cat and a dog watching a bathtub getting filled. The cat seems all confident and relaxed, but what the cat doesn't know is that in just a few seconds, the dog behind him is gonna push him right into the water. They didn't see that one coming. Our next entry is the dog and the crow. I sort of feel bad for dogs. Seems like they're always bullied by others. This dog named Nero was out in the park with his owner when they were met by a curious and playful crow. The bird started following the dog, and soon enough, the bird's intentions became clear. The bird wanted to pull the dog's tail. As soon as the crow did it, the dog turned around and started chasing the bird, but it was pointless because the crow flew away. Was the crow being playful? Maybe. Was he being a jerk? Oh, yes. Our next entry is Dolphin and iPad. Do you know anyone who loves taking out their phone or their iPad to take pictures of everything around them? Like literally, they take pictures of every single thing. Well, there was a person at SeaWorld in Orlando who was carrying her iPad ready to document everything that happened around her. But it all changed when she met this naughty dolphin who grabbed the iPad right out of her hands and pulled it into the water. In the end, the woman got her iPad back, but I guess she had no other choice than to go around and enjoy the real world without the chance of taking pictures anymore because that iPad was destroyed. Our next entry is mongoose and cobra. There are countless animals in the world that prefer to stay away from snakes, and I guess many humans could be put on that list as well. Sometimes you don't see them coming, and when you least expect it, they can attack, and in the worst case scenario, they can bite you and produce some serious damage. But there is an animal that isn't really scared by them, the mongoose. In this video, you can see how the mongoose dares to challenge a hungry cobra. It is said that when these two meet, you can't predict the outcome. At some point, the cobra tries to intimidate the mongoose, but the small mammal can't be easily scared. They both put up a fight, but in the end, the snake bites the upper jaw of the mongoose and manages to escape. I guess this is more than enough for the mongoose to step away, but if he wanted, he could easily chase that cobra and still keep up the fight. Our next entry is kangaroo and emu. This video wouldn't be complete without showing you some of Australia's best and finest animals. The video starts with the kangaroo being all happy and playful around a random branch. However, one of the emus inside this animal enclosure doesn't share the kangaroo's excitement. The bird watches closely and eventually challenges the kangaroo to a fight. Eventually, other emus join the fight and it becomes evident that they all want the branch that the kangaroo has. However, these big birds decide to mess with the wrong animal. It doesn't matter that they outnumber the small kangaroo because they know that the kangaroo is eager to punch them all if it's necessary. Kind of like a strange version of Horton Hears a Who. Our next entry is the goose. I could just leave it at that and you all would probably just agree with me. Most people know that geese are very territorial as they don't like humans or other animals coming too close to their territory. But I guess the girl in this video doesn't know that, or she's just trying to challenge the rules of nature. She runs around a pond in an attempt to get close to Mama Goose, but she's quickly met by an unwelcoming gesture. The goose starts chasing the girl and then goes back to the pond when the girl finally gives up and falls to the ground. So be nice to birds if you want them to be nice to you. Now it's time for the day's best pick. Just look at this guy. There are quills all over his face, and I think you know where these came from. Let's check out the next video with Pitbull and Porcupine. You can definitely expect some conflict whenever there are two completely different animals that want to hang out in the same place. In this video, there's a pit bull and there's a porcupine. What they both have in common is that they want to play in the mud. The only problem is that they probably don't want to play together. As soon as they meet, the dog starts attacking the porcupine, and as you might have expected, the porcupine defended itself with its sharp and pointy quills. There's really nothing else the porcupine can do, but using its quills is more than enough to teach the dog a lesson. Sorry, pup, but it's better to stay away from this type of situation. Might be stronger and braver, but those quills are painful. Maybe find another pool of mud for yourself, away from this porcupine. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Our last entry is snake and chicken. If there's one thing that nature has shown us, is that we should never mess with the kids of a protective mother. At the top of the list, we have a hen, her eggs, and a cobra that's trying to attack them. The hen seems pretty peaceful until she realizes that there's a snake around her that's trying to steal her most precious possession. However, the snake quickly learns that this chicken can fight. With a quick bite, the hen pushes the snake away and warns the reptile to stay away from this nest. The cobra keeps trying, but nothing seems to scare this mother. At some point, another snake joins and tries to attack, but the hen stays by her eggs. There's nothing that can scare this brave mother away from her eggs. Honestly, Mother of the Year. So which of these animals do you think is the biggest jerk of them all? Have you ever seen animals being jerks to each other? Share your stories with us in the comment section down below. With all that said and done, that's our video for today, folks, and I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.